advice is always don't try and cover it up. We specialize in uncovering cover-ups. So yeah, and there's the legal term is spoliation. It's always a bad idea. You're much better off working with someone that understands how to deal with that, having them approach whoever actually is the copyright trademark holder, and starting a conversation around it. That's a much better plan than trying to.
Much less costly when you can resolve it quickly, and oftentimes you're not really acknowledging any liability or any wrongdoing, but you are ceasing whatever the behavior was, whatever the use was, and you may be paying something nominal. But if you don't respond, or if you drag it out, it's going to become more costly. So addressing it quickly, and being direct and honest, and taking ownership of it is something that's going to probably end the situation a lot more efficiently, a lot less costly. You can move on. A willful, intentional diversion and exploitation of another party's mark.
Right.
And those are the situations where you're not likely going to resolve things with that company, because they're really out to deliberately do something wrongful, and they know they're doing something wrongful.
And with the big brands and the services, we're seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars of business being redirected per month for some of these.
Right. So in that instance, rather than write a cease and desist letter, you'd run into court with a temporary restraining order and then a preliminary injunction. You want to immediately stop that behavior, and there's a process for that.
And we generally collect all that web content, all those search results in advance of them going into court, so that when they do, they can present to the court. What they can clearly see is a violation of their trademark, copyright, of the misuse of their brand or their name, and you can just show instance after instance after instance, and it becomes a very clear story for the court to go, this is obviously wrong, it should not be happening.
Non-compete, trade secret misappropriation type cases, which again we typically work with experts in order to uncover what it is that they've taken. I mean, you generally have an idea that they may have taken lists, or they may have engaged in some activity before they left, because that's why you're looking into it and pursuing them. But then you would bring in an expertise like Brian to try to really see what's happened in the files of the company, which the company generally has control of. Through your policies, you should have, that this is your property. So anything that's been done on company computers, company cell phones, company mobile, and any kind of mobile devices, you can bring in outside experts to go through and try to figure out exactly what kind of behavior. Have they been contacting your customers before they left? Have they been contacting employees before they left? What kinds of files have been moved or have been deleted? All that would help to build a case for trade secret misappropriation or violation of a confidentiality or non-compete.
Taking swift action on those is the best way to handle it, right? Before the employee is terminated, we go ahead and get copies of computers. We've done enough of the investigation that we know what they were taking, and then with counsel, actually, setting the person down and having that conversation with them. Sometimes you can actually resolve the matter without as much expense and time as it might take, and also get them to cooperate with returning the data, telling you where else it might be, things like this.
But if you're going to have a termination situation, you normally would have done a lot of prior proper planning to make sure that kind of all of the files and things are locked down, and that person is kind of escorted out, and there's been a lot of things that have happened before the actual termination is going to happen, so it doesn't afford the employee any opportunity to do anything further harmful to the company.
Unfortunately, that's where a lot of companies, large and small, go wrong. They just don't handle that process very well, and the individual's unfortunately given an extended period of time to take